Yo guys, the anti-AI people are literally holding you back from success. I can't take it any further. There's so many. I said on Twitter, look at what I've created, for example, guys. If you're not investigating Claude Code right now, you're literally sentencing yourself to being regressively behind everybody for the next 10 years straight. And Claude Code is so powerful. So here's an example. This is all made up data on the dashboard, so this is not real numbers. I created a dashboard using Claude Code, and it didn't take that long, but it takes a lot of thinking, of course, but it didn't take long. This is the type of stuff you guys can create for yourself. You don't need managers and all these people in your operations as a small artist, as a music producer. You can literally create a dashboard that tells you what to do next. Literally every single step of growing your business. When to do said thing, when to do the next thing, how to do customer service. You can all have this in one dashboard. This is the type of stuff you can build with Claude Code. I'm gonna give you guys the new website too. All right, so there's a new website called Google Stitch. This is where you can basically get the design. So this is a Google Stitch design. So go to Google Stitch, get you guys a free design. You can literally type in, make a website for music producers. You don't even have to be specific. Let's go to Think with Pro. Let's go to Web and let's hit enter. And literally in under a minute, it will come out with a website you can use. What you do is I'll show you guys the steps I used. You can export this as a zip, give it to Claude Code. And Claude Code, if you guys don't know what Claude Code is, try Claude Cowork. If you don't know what Claude Cowork is, try downloading the Claude desktop app. It will change your life. Okay. It's changed mine, time. It's the greatest invention I've ever seen in my entire lifetime. It's the greatest employee I've ever hired in my entire lifetime out of all of my employees. It has created more leverage in my life than anything I've ever seen ever. Okay, so I cannot let you guys sleep on this revolution that's happening. I cannot let you guys sleep. I don't care how much rhetoric goes around about data centers and all this type of stuff that average people don't have to worry about. Data centers are being used by massive corporations, not the average Joe at home. Like, they're not getting data centers. Okay, so I'm not here to retort and refute every bad argument for AI. I just literally get so frustrated when there's like a massive change happening and everybody revolts against the change, but the change is the thing that's going to actually help them. That's the craziest part. Like, if you're not using AI to free yourself right now from everybody who's trying to hit you with crazy fees and upping their charges just because they can, it's almost like when you go to a mechanic and they know you don't know much about cars, so they say that'll be $2,000, and now you got to pay $2,000 for your car when it really costs $200 to get the part. It's like, when that happens on so many scales, look at this. It just created a website in a matter of seconds. I don't know how long exactly, but it just created a website, and it gave us variation. It gave us the home page. It gave us the pricing page. It gave us the contact and booking page. It did a landing page for people who are new, people coming to the website. Like, come on, y'all. This does it does all the work for you. From here, you go to export. I think it's export, which one? I think you have to click on the thing you want to export. In this case, let's click on this first page. You click on the first page. I like the pricing page, so let's click on that. Then you go to where it says more. You go to where it says download. You could download this as a zip file. You literally give it to Claude Code or Claude Desktop, whatever you guys use on Claude Code, and say, hey, make this a real app that I can load up in my browser. Okay, so that's how I got to this point. Okay, I started with the design that Google Stitch gave me for free. I gave it to Claude Code. I said, Claude Code, make this into an app. I'm not going to do it here because it took a lot of iteration and I had to talk to it back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But now we got to a point where it's an actual browser-based dashboard. Now, again, these are all made up numbers. These aren't real numbers, but I basically created a button to where it will do all my customer service emails using what they call SOPs, okay, standards of procedures, that I will feed into it and give it information over time. This is doing the businessy stuff, the stuff you guys don't want to do. I can do this with one button. Okay, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. I can literally create a dashboard that tells me, hey, you have a lot of customer emails to get through. Hey, here's the amount of new leads you have today. Here's the amount of stats. Here's the views you have for today. Anything you guys want to measure, you can have this dashboard measure. All you have to do is just log into your APIs, which you can even tell it to tell you when you need to log in to get the data. So I know this sounds complicated, but it's not. So here on the dashboard, I literally have a button that I could just click and have my AI, Claude agents go out using Claude Cowork and all the different solutions they have currently and in the future. It will literally answer people's emails for me. It will read and understand the email. It will say, okay, is this person just saying thank you? Okay, then we're going to hit it with the heart emoji that I would normally do. Is it just somebody asking for some help with the plugin? Okay, well, here's this protocol, because it helped me with the math of the plugin. So it knows the code base. So it knows exactly how to solve whatever that user is going through. It has the manual PDF. It has all of the information it needs to answer that customer, even better than myself. So why would I put myself in a situation to answer somebody when the computer knows way more than me? I would say, okay, Claude, answer that person's email and make sure, they're taken care of with the step-by-step or whatever it needs to do. You can also give Claude access to they're called APIs on the back end. I'm not trying to bore you to tears, but you can also give it access to your browser, meaning it can log into your different platforms. So for example, our training platform is on Thinkific. So we have to log in to handle customer support on Thinkific sometimes and handle people's account over there. Then we have customers who, go to our Shopify for our sound kits and our black box bundle and our new sampler, busyworksbeats.com/sampler. So we have to look in different places for our customers. Sometimes people want to unsubscribe from the email list. So now I have to go into my Flow desk, okay, where I can search there for the email. Then I go over to our Thinkific site to make sure they're not a user on there, because I would have to delete their user on there so they don't continue to get emails. I could do that with one button, okay? I hope you understand what I'm saying. You can build an entire employee base that would take you 5+ employees, because I've had 5+ employees and I was paying them a lot per month to do stuff like this. And sometimes it wouldn't even get done, okay? And that's with 5+ employees, y'all. With one button, you can get customer support done. You click this button, it resolves all your tickets. It just takes however much time it takes to process those emails, clears up your email just like that. There's a process refund button for people who have paying customers. You could easily go through and make sure that the refunds are legit and have it, even a human approval layer to where you can basically say, is this a legit refund, or are people just trying to finesse the system? Because in that case, then you have to go back and forth with the customer. So then you can manually check each refund sent to your phone. Hey, here's customer A needs a refund for said thing, or partial refund or whatever. Boom, button to process refund. Then you have another button that sends you reminders. You can set up custom reminders, like remind me when this document needs to be filed, or when, I don't know, just any reminder you could think of for your business, when to release your music, or when to get the mix ready, or when to upload to the distributors, whatever it is for your specific business, y'all. It can update you on, I don't even know what this is, sequences. So Flowdesk automation sequence. I don't even know what that is, because I didn't go through everything about this dashboard. So I would have to understand what that is. It can give you analytics reports. Like, y'all, you can build, it's hard to explain because it can do everything. So it's like, how do I explain this to the average person? You don't need a record label to do stuff for you anymore, y'all. You can literally have Claude Code build you any digital solution you could think of, whether that's an image generator, whether it's a website dash with all your metrics, whether it's a marketing plan for what content to do. Now, can it do video editing? Not yet. Can it do album cover art? You can tie in things like APIs from Google's Nano Banana Pro. And with an API, you can do it at cost. It costs you a little bit, but yeah, you can have it do AI generated artwork for you. You guys can name it. I can't think of everything an artist would want to do. It can even, with the new Manus update with Meta, you can even have AI manage your ads. Like, what are you guys doing if you're not paying attention to AI right now? You are literally asleep. And I'm making this video because recently on Twitter, I was just like, people are just so coming up with any excuse not to investigate AI. Like, let me see if I can pull it up. So I recently made a tweet. I said, I feel bad for the anti-AI people, because with Claude Code advancements in the last 2 weeks alone, this is like, I can't even explain it in words. It's like when we went from riding horseback to driving Ferraris. That's how much of a difference it is, you guys. And if you're not paying attention, you will literally be left behind to the point where you won't even be able to understand how to catch up. That's the scary part, is if you don't pay attention now, you won't know how to even remotely catch up. And again, I'm just using this person as an example of like the retorts that I get about AI stuff. Every time I bring up AI, you have the anti-AI people. He says, so I said, I feel bad for all the anti-AI people. What I meant was Claude advancements in the last 2 weeks were insane. So he says, no, you don't. You will feel bad when our purposes in life will be to sustain the systems that have replaced you. Or when your electric bill is astronomical. I can't even read this because it's just so, anyway, let me read it from the beginning. So I said, I feel bad for all the anti-AI people. This person says, no, you don't. You will feel bad when our purpose in life is to sustain the systems that replaced you, or when your electric bill is so astronomical because the data centers are overrunning capacity in your city, or when our most precious resources are depleted. It's like they're going to the furthest extent of what could happen. Firstly, like I said, the data centers, me running my stuff on my local GPU is not a data center. First of all, to even be in a data center, you have to be a mega corporation who can even afford to run those servers and all the different things that are in the data center itself. So the average person is not running out of a data center, first of all. And secondly, companies are pouring investment into data centers because they know the future is all going to be on a different layer. The internet is where we built our layer. Your beat store is on the internet layer. You can't have a beat store without the internet. You can't have YouTube without the internet. You can't have SoundCloud without the internet. You can't have Spotify. So all those inventions that you want to monetize now don't exist without the internet. So AI is a new layer. We're building on a brand new layer, okay? A brand new foundational ground. And this new ground requires the infrastructure to actually have the foundation for it to be sustainable. So yes, it's going to cost all these different things. To the average person, why does that concern you? Like, put it this way. One of his concerns is that our purposes in life will be to sustain the systems that have replaced you. Well, newsflash, if you work for anybody in America or around the world, your purpose is to literally fuel their wealth. Think on that for a second. Your purpose. They're trading these imaginary things called money with you to buy your time. You're exchanging your time that you cannot get back for this dollar that they're giving you. And if you're in specific realms of industry, let's say you're in, I don't know, sales or something like that. Let me put it this way. It's hard to explain this very shortly, so let me kind of be short about it. Look, a business owner, their job is not to give you a job. A business owner's job is to make profit for the shareholders, which is either themselves or people who invested in the company. What their goal is to do is to hire a lot of employees, not to give people jobs. It's to get you to work on the plantation for them, to have you spend your time, okay, to create value on their field, and they get to reap the profits. Listen to what I'm saying. The value that you're adding to the field would not exist if you weren't there. They can't monetize something that's not there. So what they do is they give you, here's the process, y'all. I'm trying to like make sense of this in simple form. So forgive me if I just sound like I'm freestyling, because I am. Company A says, hey, guy in your house, raw bone, with the cat dog profile. We have a position in our new factory. We need you to be, number 10 on the line in our factory. Now, number 10 adds value to the factory because without number 10, the factory can't exist, okay, to create value. Let's make it even never mind. I was going to say a car salesman, but that's a little vague. I need a job where people add true value. Let's say a hospital. So let's say guy in your house, raw bone. You are now, applying to a hospital job. Let's say you're applying for a doctor job. So how do they get you? They interview you. They make sure you have credentials and they make sure you're skilled. Okay. Now you want to be a doctor in this hospital. You don't have patients without the hospital unless you do your own private practice. So you say, okay, instead of starting a private practice with all this insurance and all this type of stuff that is a risk and a liability, I'm just going to work for the hospital. Okay. Now you went to school for 12 plus years. You got super expertise in this field. They need you at the hospital. They can't do it themselves. The radiologist can't do what the cardiologist can do, and the neurologist can't do what the radiologist can do. They all need each other. Okay. So without you, the system doesn't work, is my point. So you go to the hospital and you're creating real value in real time, because that value, the patients would not be able to be served if you didn't exist. I'm saying all this to say, when you guys apply for jobs, and I'm not here to attack jobs, I'm just using this as an example, okay? Because he says, you will feel bad when our purpose in life will be to sustain the system. Okay, well, if you don't understand what a job is there to do, which is to sustain a system, then you're already working backwards. So again, you apply to a job, for example. Let's say you're applying to a hospital. You're a doctor. Great. You come on as a cardiologist. They need you. What do? They don't give you a bonus. This isn't a record label where they give you an upfront fee to sign up. Nope. You got to wait 2 weeks like everybody else, or a week before you get paid. So you're creating value before they even give you the money in exchange, which means you're creating your own paycheck Think on that for a second. You are creating your own paycheck. They're just paying you the money that you could have paid yourself. So when you tell me that AI will, our purpose in life will be to sustain some system, you're already doing that with your existing job in the money system, the monetary system. You're going to this work to work for somebody else, even though you're creating the value yourself and they're paying you back the money that you just generated. How is that not feeding the system? So I can go deeper with that, but that's my mind. This is the stuff I want to show you guys because that mindset is holding you guys back. Look at the magic you guys can create. I hope you guys understand. To create a dashboard like this will cost you at least $80 a month in just getting data back and forth, meaning the things to make this a live dashboard. That would cost you $80 a month just on that. Now, in terms of architecture, you're talking $2,000, $500 on the minimum, $2,000 to make something like this. This is like a $5,000 to $10,000 project, just this dashboard alone. Okay, because it's a custom dashboard, which means you have to get experts to create your custom dashboards. I did this in a matter of maybe 30 minutes. Okay, I don't exactly remember how long it took, but I've customized it. So it can do analytics for you, your cost per acquisition, and it needs information. So it says, okay, you need to link in your Stripe, your Flowdesk, your I wouldn't put Meta on here, but that you can. It needs me to link my training platform. So these are all made up stats, by the way. So it says lifetime value $250, cost per acquisition $18, average order value. So now you know to grow your business, you need to have your cost per acquisition lower than your LTV and at a specific multiple. So let's say at a 10x multiple. I know we're getting kind of in the weeds, but my point is you can check your quick KPIs right here. Am I getting enough opt-ins? Did I do enough videos? You can have your dashboard literally tell you anything. You could even have an urgent tab that says, do these things urgently. And then you could have a button that does the thing for you, whatever the urgent thing is. Like, why are you guys not paying attention to AI? I cannot have you guys sleep anymore. It's so frustrating. The thing that is going to free you guys, you're rebelling against. You can even have it track trends across social media, sentiment, different things you want to track. You can even have it divide up your income by using what's called Plaid. I guess you can tie in your bank account. Now, I would do this with an experimental bank account, not your main bank account. But you could have it basically split up the money that comes into your business. You could have it automatically go into different pockets without you having to worry about micromanaging finances. You could have it do it for you. Like you could do competitive analysis. I don't even know what this does. So it pulls up all these other YouTubers that it thinks I'm near. So this is a template. Personally, I wouldn't rank these people remotely. I would look at other channels. But my point is, look, y'all, it could even host your SOPs and your documents. I know this looks like a foreign thing, but I'm going to be building this out over time. And if you sleep on the power of Claude Code at this point in time, it's just you're honestly sealing your own metaphorical business coffin. All right, y'all, my family has returned, so it's family time, but I can't let y'all sleep anymore. This is like urgent. You guys need to pay attention. All right, I'll leave links below. Peace, guys.